Hello and welcome to today's video. Today is going to be my March wrap-up and my April TBR. I filmed this video so many times and even right now it's taken me so long to get started on this, but I just need to film it and who cares if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. Okay, so in March I hardly read. Why do I keep clapping? In March I hardly read. I finished one book. I DNF'd 2 books. The book I finished was 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This book was amazing and the reason why I couldn't get into anything else. I loved this book. It was definitely fantastic. One of the best books I've read so far this year. This year's just started, so there's lots of room for better books. But I have to say this book will probably still be at the top at the end of this year. I enjoyed it so much. So this is about 6 characters and they're described as dangerous outcasts and they have to complete or do this impossible heist. And yes, I don't know, it's just so good. I don't want to give away too much, but inside I'll just read the little blurb about each character. It doesn't give you their names. You kind of have to figure out when you're reading who's who. It's pretty obvious when you're reading, but it's still a lot of fun when a new character is introduced. Her toy went off. But when you go through and find a new character to figure out who they are, it's a lot of fun. So number 1 is a convict with, oh wait. So you know of the character Kaz, that's the only name introduced here. And then there's a convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith? Is it Wraith or Wrath? Wraith? A heart trender using her magic to survive the slums, and a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Kaz's crew are the only ones who might stand between the world and destruction if they don't kill each other first. Fantastic. So the 2 books I DNF'd in March, the first one was Mutationum by Phoenix Jericho. I got both these books from NetGalley. So this book is like an adult science fiction, I think. I could not get very far. Right when I started it, at the very beginning, just the introduction to the story just drove me insane and just made me so annoyed and just, do I really want to put all my time into reading this book that I already dislike? And the answer was no, I am not going to spend my time reading a book I just instantly just rolled my eyes at. And I've read other reviews and a lot of people felt the same way. The gist of the story is that there is, the world I think is on the brink of the 3rd World War, or is it the 4th? 3rd? I don't know what number. I think it's like 3rd or 4th. But everyone has nuclear bombs and they're on the brink of just war. So as a kind of a mission to unite everyone, they are going to have this huge crew and this huge spaceship that's going to take a couple generations to reach another planet that they're going to kind of set up for humans. And it's meant to, I guess, unite everyone. But when they're still prepping before launch, it gets launched accidentally with only half the crew. Yeah. And right when it's launched, Earth implodes. The other book I DNF'd was Wanted by Betsy Show, and I've read Spelled, which is the first book, and I really enjoyed Spelled. I thought it was hilarious. I loved at the beginning of each chapter. It's the same in this book. The beginning of each chapter there's just cute little quotes from, like, I guess a textbook in the book, and they're funny, and I really enjoyed the first book. But the second book is told from Rexy's point of view, and by the time I got around to reading the second book, I didn't really care about the story, and I just couldn't connect with Rexy, and I just have such limited time now that I just didn't want to spend my time reading this book, and I couldn't connect with any of the characters, so I just DNF'd it. I mean, I didn't hate it, I just couldn't connect to the characters or the story again, and I didn't want to force myself. So it could still be a really good book. So that's all I read and tried to read in March. So in April, I have high goals apparently. So I will just get started here. So the first one is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye, and I've actually already read this, but I didn't add it in with my March wrap-up. It'll be in my April wrap-up. I enjoyed it a lot. That's all I'm going to tell you about me liking it. So this is about two enchanters, and it's set in historical Russia, but there's some elements that she embellished and made up. So it's like, well, it's a historical fiction. There's some true things, there's some made up things, and it's really fun. I loved it. It was awesome. I buddy read this with my friend Amber, so we will do a joint review of this one very, very soon. Definitely liked this one. I am currently reading Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. The majority of these books are going to be library books. So this is the second book to Passenger. I really should read up on Passenger because there's a lot I forget, and then I'm not super invested in the story anymore, but I did like it, and I do really, really want to read this. I need to start more. I'm only on page 48, and 48 is always my drop-off point. So I just need to spend a good few hours reading it, and then I'll probably be more into it. The next book that I am so excited for, and I almost bought it, but then I'm trying to save money, so I didn't buy it. I saved money, yay! I'm trying not to buy books, but the book is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I'm so excited. I haven't finished Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy yet. I still have Dreams of Gods and Monsters. I really don't know what this book is about at all. I love her writing, and I've heard great things about it, and I just want to read it. I don't really want to read the inside because I don't want to, I don't know, mess it up for me. Sometimes it's better going into a story without reading that. So I don't want to read it. The next book I have here is Traitor to the Throne by Alwyn Hamilton. This is the second book to A Rebel of the Sands. So the first book I really enjoyed. It was like a Middle East but Old West meet, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. The next book that I need to read tonight and tomorrow is The Painted Girls by Kathy Marie Buchanan. This is for book club. This is a historical fiction. So this is set in 1878, and two sisters, one's Marie and the other one is Antoinette. Excuse you. Their father dies, so without his wages, without their wages, they have to figure out how to live, basically, and what to do. I doubt I'll have time to read anything else, but I also really, really want to start Crooked Kingdom, which is the second and the last book. It's just a duology, and it's by Leigh Bardugo. The first one is Six of Crows. So, woo! And the books are really pretty. I definitely like them. Then just for fun, because apparently I don't have enough books to read, I went to the library. You know when you get that feeling that you really need to buy books, but you're trying not to buy books and save money? I found that going to the library and just grabbing a bunch of books that grab my attention and books I really want to read, just like grabbing them and going home, even if I don't read them, it makes me feel like I bought stuff without actually buying things, so I save a lot of money, and then I don't have that need to buy books. And the ones I grabbed, but I doubt that I'm going to get to this month, maybe next month. The first one is Frost by N.P. Kozlowski, and I don't know what this is about. I think this is like a I think this is about possibly zombies? I don't know. Apparently vicious eaters. I don't know what it is if it's zombies. But it sounds like robots have kind of taken over, and so have the vicious eaters. Don't know what they are. So I don't know if I'll like this, but we'll see. The next book I grabbed is The Red Abbey Chronicles Marcy by Maria. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. So the cover really stood out, and it's very small, and I don't know. I feel like I've seen the cover before, but I haven't really heard anything about it. But this is a, let's see. Only women and girls are allowed in the Red Abbey, a haven in a dangerous world. Ooh. Hello? So I am going to end the video here. So thank you for watching today's video.